Hey everybody, good morning. I wanted to continue this series on goals and how to accomplish them. I think that establishing goals and following the goals you set for yourself is imperative to success. But burnout is something that can absolutely have a deleterious effect on you accomplishing your goals. Burnout for a long time was thought to be kind of like a fictitious thing that people claimed they struggled with. But the World Health Organization this year actually has named it as an actual condition that can be recognized and can be treated. So burnout really is a real thing that people experience. It is normally caused by an overload of work, or feeling overwhelmed, having too many things to do in the time that you have. And people often can begin to feel very overwhelmed and experience burnout. And some of the symptoms of burnout can include feeling tired, feeling less passion for the things that you used to love to do, feeling less productive, feeling foggy in your mind, losing sleep, or even being more tired. That's a strange thing, but burnout can lead to both things. A lot of it causes responses in your bodies just like stress does, with an over-release of cortisol, and can really tank your entire system and can dramatically reduce your productivity. So because burnout is a real thing, it's important to realize that as you move into a new year and you add goals that you want to accomplish, goals or resolutions, whatever you want to call them, it's not like the things that you were doing the year before have gone away. No, you actually, with adding goals, it's adding more to your plate. It's adding more responsibility to what you're currently responsible for. So when you begin to add more things to your schedule and more responsibilities and more targets and more goals, it is super easy to find yourself burnt out. So it's really important, I think, to establish routines and things you can do to help you accomplish your goals, but to avoid burnout. And even if you're listening to this and you think, I don't want to set goals for myself, well, I think you should, but if you refuse to, this still applies to you, because you can use these tips to prevent yourself from getting burnt out no matter what you're doing, even if you're just focusing on the current responsibilities and tasks that you have. So, first of all, it's really important to make sure that the goals you establish for yourself are not someone else's goals and not someone else's expectations that they have for you. If your list of goals and the things you're working on is only based upon what everybody else says you should do, you definitely will get burnt out, because you're going to be trying to conjure up some false motivation and some false desire to accomplish goals that don't really matter to you. So it's really important that you make sure that your goals and the things that you're working on are things that are important to you. I'm not saying that things that are important to other people don't matter, but when it comes to prioritizing the things that you want to accomplish, you have to make sure that you are putting your goals first. It's really important, and there's nothing wrong with that. Secondly, one of the problems I think that people have with accomplishing their goals, and I've talked about this before, about how important it is to write your goals down and how important it is to review them every day. It's actually best if you review them at the end of the day as well, and then make a plan for the next day in the evening. Think about it this way. When you sit down in the beginning of a day, you get out your computer or your iPhone or your phone, whatever it is, you're going to be distracted with emails, with text messages, with alerts, and whatever aspirations you had for yourself that day can often get throttled by all of the other demands that are coming in. That often makes it really hard to think about taking steps on accomplishing your goals when there's so many other things that are causing you overwhelm in the beginning of a day. What I actually recommend is to plan not only how you're going to take steps to accomplish your goals, but also to plan your next day the evening before. Because at the end of a day, you most likely feel relieved, right? You've accomplished a lot, you've done a lot, you've made progress in your business and your work towards goals, and at the end of the day, you feel a sense of relief. What I've been doing for as long as I can remember is I've been planning my next day the night before. So I finish my day. Let's say I finish at like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. And I'll then look at my task list of everything I've added to my inbox, my to-do list that day, and I'll go through it. I'll categorize where I need it to be, put it in the right project lists, but I'll also make a plan for the next day. I'll say, okay, here's the goals that I'm trying to accomplish, and then I make a plan for what's going to happen the next day, and that helps me to know that I'm gonna go into the next day without being distracted about what is going to be coming up that morning. So for example, if I have a whole plan laid out for the next day, then when I wake up the next day, I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I get to work on those things before I actually start looking through emails and adding more to my plate. By doing that stuff, and by focusing on the goals that are important, and by making sure that I am planning the night before, it gives me a fresh slate to start from, and helps me wake up and get to work on the things that are most important the next day. So give that a shot, and I really think it makes a difference in how overwhelmed or how overworked you might feel, and it really will help you prevent your goals and your tasks and responsibilities from burning you out. Good luck.